to you. I'm a bit late today, so I'm going to start inviting people. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadaha. Okay. Excuse me, Shivas. Hare Kura Bhaktarana. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I don't know which one of these groups been used actually. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, I think I'll do it. Hare Krishna. We'll just do it on here as well. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I think I'll do it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm sorry if I've sent them to you twice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Radhe, Hare Krishna to you. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. Thank you for asking. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Have you been posting conclusive truth to everybody in Belgium? There are they. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. How are you, Radhe? I love you too. Excuse me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama, Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Excuse me. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Nimai. Nimai Vishwamba. Nimai Vishwamba. Nimai Vishwamba. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. I had a realization on my own low level, but still it made me happy. Oh, that's wonderful. Are you going to share? You're going to share with us what it was. It doesn't matter what level you're on. You're on your level, and that's your level. That's where you're at. It's so important that you realize that your level is your level. And actually, comparing is it's like a little. We can use it as a guide, because advanced devotees are as well as Maharaj are our examples of how by following the process he has made more living Bhagavats, more spiritual masters. And we've all been on different levels, all of us, different levels. And wherever we were, where we started off from another, where we left off from another life and started back off in this life with Maharaj. And it's just, just hey, Hare Krishna to you, Fanny. Good morning to you. So, because I can see it, if you can't see it, I can see that you've got further. Slowly, you've been getting further, because you're more, you're asking questions that are going to help to extinguish more attachments from the false ego. Because of how it behaves and what it says, you're more so into hearing the actions of the false ego and letting it go. So we can just use it as a guide. But we can't really compare ourselves with others because we are all in the place that we are, and that's how it is, and we're all in that place. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Remember, this is transcendental. We're all winners in this game. Everyone's a winner, babe. Everyone's a winner. Good morning to you, Shamagori. Krishna. Because you know what, rather, when we compare ourselves, I think it makes it, I think the false ego likes to compare ourselves. Oh, look at me, I'm winning more than somebody else. Oh, look at that, somebody else is higher than me. We're all where we're at. It may seem like, that the other devotees are further on. But you'll get that further on as well. You all will. And the thing about it is because we've been associating with Maharaj and the devotees, of course. We've been under that shelter, under that spiritual potency, showering upon us for all this time now. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. That's the thing, Radhe. This path has been laid out for everybody. Anyone can do this path. We all have it in us to be able to follow this path. We're human beings, and we have a higher consciousness than the animals. So we can actually understand about Krishna, know about Krishna. Hence, rather, Prabhupada bringing the hippies out of the animal behavior. Because in that behavior, in that kind of consciousness, you cannot understand Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. This path, we've been walking now. Actually, shall I read what you were saying first? Shamagori saying, Hare Krishna, dear River Moon and devotees, good morning to everybody. Fanny saying, I have been stuck for a while, but now I'm moving forward with small steps. Brilliant. It's nice. It's wonderful how you're aware of that, and you can notice that you're moving, and when you're stuck, that's really great that you can distinguish that and you're aware. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama. I suppose for us now, in purification, maybe we feel a bit stuck in purification, but actually it's a wonderful time of clearing out, allowing more of Krishna, allowing more of an intimate relationship with our Lord. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So yeah, I know how you feel. But now I'm not going to use those words, Fanny. Because we're still moving. When we feel stuck, we're going through purification. And we can be aware of that as well. We can be aware of what is happening through the purification. And we can actually see ourselves go through like a storm of letting go. And then the sun shining again. It happens every time. Excuse me. Every single time. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So yeah, it is. Sometimes we move by baby steps. Sometimes we're faster. Sometimes it changes speed. It's different. But yeah, it's brilliant that you recognize it. Rather than saying what is false, what is true. I sometimes feel that we blame it on a false ego, Tommy. Well, yeah, we should blame the false ego. Because the false ego is what's false. The false ego is not who we are. We've been identifying with false things. We've been looking at fake, false, dark, dangerous things all the time in this material, temporary world. So we've just been looking at them and engaging with them and playing with them. And because we've been doing that without Krishna, we've incurred a lot of karma. And that is true. You know, the false ego, whilst it's true as in it is, it's not real. And we're here to learn that we're not this fake ego, that's been identifying with fake, incomplete things, it's always devoid of the Lord. The Lord is not there. So we are not sheltered, we are not protected, and we incur the karma. And because we're not really, the false ego is, it's true that it's false. It's true that it's there to, it's true that it's covering up the real self. It's true that we have been in the cycle of birth and death because we have been identifying with this material world through the false ego. That's true. It's true that we're not the false ego. We are the real self. It's true that, let's do this again. Oh, it's come back. Let's just go back to what Radhe was saying. It's true that we are a spirit, and the only way we can survive is through receiving spirit. So we receive divine spirit through His word, the word of God. We receive that. Oh my God, what day is it today? Oh yes. That's what day it is. One moment. Hare Krishna Satna. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਗਏ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਚਾਹ ਬਣਾ ਦੋਗੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਮੈਂ ਕਲਾਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਨੇ ਕਿਚਨ ਕਰ ਦੋ what was I saying? Oh yes. Oh, I could go on and on and on. It's true that you're moving forward. It's true that I've seen you move forward. It's true I've seen Shama and Fanny all moving forward by their real selves coming through, letting go more of the false ego, which is true, but it's not who we are. It's not what we are. We're here just to learn. Everything we live in this false ego is just temporary. We're just here to learn about God. We're here to learn more about the Lord here. Okay, we're going to do some more then. Okay, where was I? Yeah, let's blame it all on the false ego. But we don't blame it because we don't blame, you know, we can blame it and go, it's all your fault, and play the victim. It's all your fault. Or we could just acknowledge what the false ego is doing and just let it go. Just acknowledge it and let it go. You know, it is, but we learn, you know, it's all win-win. You know, what is false is win-win. What is true is win-win. You know, blaming it on the false ego is, we have something to blame it on. But it's not like material blaming. It's more transcendental blaming, because we acknowledge the actions of the false ego. We see how it behaves, and we have a larger scope of knowledge on the false ego, and we can realize that it causes us a lot of heartache, danger, damage, darkness. And it starts to do that. And we start to realize ourselves through purification. When Krishna is showing us more about the actions of the false ego, we're starting to realize how we've been behaving because we don't want to be that person. We don't want to be that person in false ego, in anger and anxiety and stress and hatred and envy. Those feelings of this material energy feel horrible. I'm so glad I've been able to clean out my suitcase to get rid of that dirt. So, you've got to really learn how to distinguish your own growth and learn how to be kind to yourself. That's it. Learn how to be kind to yourself. And we can do that once we have these a deeper friendship with devotees. We can hear them. We trust them. We've built that trust in their word, and we can hear them when they can share with us what our difficulties are as well, and they can encourage us as well at the same time. So I could keep going on and on and on and on. It's true that we are here in this level of consciousness under the guidance of Maharaj, who is sheltering us with the mercy of the Lord. So we are protected through the shelter of spirit. We have that, and we can grow in that. And that's why you keep coming, Fanny, because you can grow in that. When we feel stuck, we feel all these different feelings, and actually they're quite intense feelings. And they're really good, actually, because you're starting to feel more these intense feelings. And as we go through this purification, we're growing by holding the hand of the bona fide spiritual master, or Lord Caitanya personified as this sound vibration that transcends us from everything, as much as we let it from this material world. There again, I can still go on and on and on about what's true and what's not false. Okay, so Shama's saying, yes, that is so easy, blaming everything on the false ego. Well, it depends how you blame it. If you blame it and it's all your fault and I've done nothing wrong and it's your fault, well, that you're not going to get anywhere, because you're blaming the false ego and you're not doing anything about it. But the false ego is a part of you. It's a little part of you. So it is you. You're blaming yourself. You're taking responsibility of yourself, and you can do something about it. You are doing something about it by coming here on a regular basis and being able to be sheltered under pure love, the mercy of pure love, being sheltered and being able to grow and realize, it is easy to blame the false ego. But you know what? In a way, Shama, it's not easy, because when you blame the false ego, you're just continuously in the cycle of birth and death. Boy, and that is not easy. It's not easy in that cycle. We need to realize that the false ego is a part of us, and it's being extinguished more and more and more and more and more. So if you're blaming the false ego, well, you are the false ego. So it's you. So it doesn't matter. Let's see on what level of consciousness we are looking at what we're talking about. It's not easy blaming. It's harder blaming the false ego, because we're staying in the cycle of birth and death, and in this and continuous darkness and ignorance, really. So actually learning about the false ego and what it does and how, by watching it and being aware of it, not letting it sit on your shoulder in the background and talking in your ear, and then causing you anxiety and stress and all sorts of stuff with its material chatter, its false chatter. And people kill themselves on that. People destroy each other on that kind of chatter, from this illusionary world. And so no, I don't think it's easy blaming the false ego, because you're staying in a cycle, and that is intense, because you're creating more karma. So actually, as talking about it and breaking it down, see its intricacies and what it does is if we don't look at the false ego, Radhe, we don't follow it about, we don't see the crap that it gets up to behind our back, because it does so much stuff behind our backs. We don't even realize it's just this controlling force. It's like loads of programs, collection of programs running in the background without us realizing, you know, I'm on this computer. I don't know the programs that are going. I can't see them. I can't see the programs that are going off in the background. So I can do this. I can do this live. What you call it? I can go live. I'll say it that way. So but I can't see them, but they're there doing stuff to help me go live. Whereas the programs that we have taken on board, because we have been identifying with this darkness, this material world, are running in the background. They're running so deep, and actually they don't really come out, especially really real programs that are hooked in us very deeply. They don't come out unless they're really triggered, and it's usually only the Lord through Maharaj, through his word, that will trigger those actions of the false ego, bring it up so we can see it. So it's good to talk about it. It's good to just acknowledge what is happening. It's good to come out of ignorance and actually see the bigger picture of absolute truth of what is happening. So I would not blame the false ego, because there's two ways, there's different levels of looking at it. You can blame the false ego and do nothing about it. So you're constantly in your false ego because you're doing nothing about it. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything. It's the false ego. I don't have to correct anything. If anything, it's the false ego that has to do something about it. Well, that's like I keep saying, we are, you know, the false ego is a small part of us. So it is us, and we do need to do something about it. We do need to learn about how it behaves. We need to learn about what triggers it. What triggers it? What, you know, I know that rather you get triggered by Maharaj's words, but it's okay. But you know what you should do? Not should do. What I encourage you to do is when you get triggered, or when you see how you feel, try not to say anything. Try not to say anything. And you don't have to do this. Try not to say anything and see how you feel, because I'm doing this at the moment. I'm hearing sounds. I'm listening to sounds. I'm seeing how I feel, more than ever before. And we're getting to know, you know, these are really good. Being triggered as well, Radhe, is a really great opportunity to thank you, Ada. Thank you.
मैं किचन साफ कर रही थी।
Yeah, thank you. अब मेरे डोर बंद कर दूं।
हाँ जी।
So everything that is happening with us and how we are moving on is how it should be. We are all in a place where we should be, and we're just going to keep moving and moving on, you know, especially, you know, if we get stuck. They're just words. It's just a word, you know, that we label it, we're stuck. But, you know, actually, when we feel stuck, Fanny, Krishna's still in there. And he's watching us, and we are feeling a certain way. We're feeling a certain way when we're in that stuckness, when we're in that purification. You know, it feels like heaviness upon us. We need to go into ourselves. We really need to go into ourselves to get more of that false ego out. And you know what it is, Radhe? Just because, think about something that you've been doing for so long. You've been a mother for so long with Yadu. And you miss him. You have that love for him, and you miss him, you know, and it hurts because you miss him so much, and you're not able to see him as well. And he's just, so you've got that attachment to him. Can't remember exactly what I was going to say now. Yeah, so you have that love for him, and you have that attachment to him, and you acknowledge that. I can't remember what I was going to say, so I'm going to just move on. Hopefully it will come back. So Radha saying to Fanny, every step you make is a step forward. Absolutely. Because the thing about it is, we never move back. Whatever happens, we're always moving forward. Even when we go through an experience that is similar to one we've had before, it's different, and it's in how can I say that? Even though we are going through an experience that we may have had before, and we can see that, yes, we need to learn something to let go of our attention on the false ego. Remember, we have to have attention to something, and because this wasn't taught in schools, we didn't have that attention. So we've only got our attention on ignorance, passion, goodness, passion, and ignorance. This kind of behavior that's causing a huge amount of Kala Yuga, well, darkness, because it's all fake. It's all really, really fake. Okay. So we're always moving forward. We're always learning something, even if we don't acknowledge fully that we've learned it. Another devotee may acknowledge it from us. Okay. How small it may seem. Every step you make is a step forward. How small it may seem. Yeah, that's true. Because we are always moving. Go your own way, dear. Do not force. Relax. Liberation is found in the small things. It's found in everything. It's found in everything. If you let it. Forcing myself is my culture. Excuse me. Forcing myself comes from my culture. Because they had to force themselves with so many things. We just forced ourselves to do things. And I've been able to acknowledge it by looking at the false ego and breaking the false ego down. So now I don't use that word force. I just have a bigger scope of being able to do more things that I'm just a bit, I suppose I'm strong in that way. So I'm strong in going through the purifications and going through liberation and I'm stronger more so to be able to relax, because relaxing helps us hear the words of God more. They come alive. Those words come alive in us. Oh dear me. So I don't actually, it's not a force now, because I've grown more, so it's becoming natural. So it's not forced. But yeah, you're right, let's not force ourselves. But you know what, Radhe, sometimes we really need to just a gentle push. You know that, you're a mother. If Yadu didn't want to do something, and you know he had to do it for school or for whatever, you'd help him and support him get through it. So that's what we do with Maharaj. The Lord, through Maharaj, supports us and helps us get through everything, as long as we come in the right way, we follow the path. And you've been doing that. You guys, we've been doing that for how many years now? Years and years and years. So liberation is found in everything, really. Shama said, how can we become free from the bodily concept as long as we are in this body? I don't know about that one. That's a really great question. You must ask that one to Maharaj, because I think our bodies are lasting so long. All our bodies will last so long, and then they will go when our time is up. I'm quite conditioned when it comes to my body, but not as much as I was with being a devotee now, because of having more knowledge, conclusive knowledge, and not the knowledge that they told me at the hospital about my body. Knowing that the body is temporary frees you from the concept, frees you from the actions of the body. It's temporary. Like, I'm in this pain every day. I'm saying, and I'm not so in it as I was before. I was angry that I had pain. I was upset. So this pain, or I'm only saying pain because you know what it is. So it's this intense frequency actually removed my anger. My anger was coming out in a grown up and not childish way. So it's win-win. My anger's coming out. You asking this question attached from the body, you're already slowly becoming detached from the body. I am, even though I say I'm quite conditioned because I've been under that shelter of medical knowledge since I was 14, and I've been listening to what they were saying because I'm a child, and you kind of look up to your elders in that way. And I know that I have let go of some more attachments to my body than before. So I'm sure they will be happening. And as we meditate on that, we can meditate on it, especially, as well when we're in class and, we can let go of it. We can meditate on a certain part, on a certain attachment. But the word of God is going to do it. That's it. Our bodily concept, this as thinking that we are this body, is because we haven't been taught any different. We haven't been taught conclusive truths to what we really are. This body is like my suit I'm wearing to play this part of a sick person in an Indian body with a sick body. So I'm playing a part. So this is a level of consciousness, because I'll be playing another part, maybe. Yeah, I'll be playing another part in one of Chaitanya's Leelas or Krishna's Leelas, to get fully purified. Okay. So is that okay, Shama? Because you have to meditate on it. This is what's becoming powerful now. When something resonates with us, when something resonates with you more so than anything else, meditate on that. Make it bigger. Focus more on it. Focus more on letting go, transcending the body. Because I don't think we're still going to be here whilst we have, whilst our body is living, whilst we have that time that we have been given for the body to survive here. Fanny saying thank you so much to Radha. You got some great questions, you guys. Radha is replying to just feel free. Well, sometimes we cannot, because we don't control anymore. We are learning to surrender more so to the spiritual potency of the Lord, to dance in that ras, in communion with the Lord. And as we surrender, we can follow his order, or follow it's not even an order, it's just being spontaneous, with him, by us, always by our side. So we're going to feel loads of different things, and just to feel free. I don't know, try it rather and see how you feel. Try it, meditate on feeling free and see how it feels. And please do a video and tell us and show us, because that'll be brilliant. Actually, meditate on just feeling free. Okay. Radha saying, River, I wanted to video call you so many times, but I just did not dare. I don't know. I do that as well, where I'm going to call somebody and then I don't do it. I don't know why I do that. Why do we do that? Maybe it's because you're scared. Maybe because we're scared of the outcome, because it's a spontaneous moment. We're going to call each other and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what we're going to say. And maybe you're just a bit frightened of spontaneity, because you just don't know you're scared of the unknown. And that's the false ego, Radhe. It's so talking to me as well. That's because the false ego needs to know what it's doing, where it's going, what it's going to say, when it's going to say it, what it's going to do next year. It needs to know what it's doing. It doesn't have, because it's God, isn't it? The false ego wants to be God. So it needs to know all of these things. So it has to arrange all of these things. And that just shows that your friend is the false ego and the Lord. Not the Lord. Okay. because the false egos, you know what? I can do this and sometimes I can't. Whatever the false ego says, I'm going to do the opposite. That's what I do sometimes, and for a day or however long, and it's great actually. Just call. What are you scared of? Dare yourself, dare your real true self over your false ego. Don't allow your false ego to win in its actions. Okay, so rather say blame it on the sunshine. Okay, blame it on the false ego, but really blaming is just an excuse. Yeah, it's just an excuse to not do anything, to make right our shortcomings. People actually don't make them right. They just complain about them and blame somebody else and don't do anything on them. It's this one. It should come up now. So blaming is just an excuse to make right our shortcomings. Well, yeah, you can blame it and you can do something about it, or you can just blame it and do nothing about it. It's our choice. Are you kind to yourself? Oh, yeah, much kinder to myself than ever before. Yeah, absolutely. And it works because it shows being kinder to ourselves. I'm holding the Lord more than ever before, and I'm being kind to myself, being kind to the Lord, looking after myself, doing as much as I can, not staying out. This is great meditation, staying out of the head and more so in the body and feeling things, and eating well, making sure I'm eating, being regulative, making sure I'm exercising and doing all of those things so that my body's working as well as it can to keep going. Invite me on now. The link is already on, sweet. You have to click it. The link, if you go to the beginning of the class. Do you want me to put it on again? What is pure? You can have it. You can have a look. Depends what context you're talking in, and I think you're talking in Krishna conscious context. Krishna is pure. We are all contaminated. So Krishna is pure. We are all contaminated. Krishna is transcendence. Wherever he goes, whatever he does, everything is, he transcends. He is transcendence. And so he's pure. We, however, cannot transcend everything. It's been, we've needed a bona fide spiritual master to learn how to trust and surrender to more and more and more, who has guided us through this grand rising into the spiritual world. So we're not pure. We've been contaminated by focusing on the false ego, playing in this world without the Lord. So we've just been enjoying and wanting to be God and enjoy. Where the Lord has not been there. He's just been watching you actually, causing more karma for yourself. But the Lord is so merciful. He has given us the opportunity to simultaneously purify and receive more of the Lord. We don't have to be fully pure, like they say in Vaidhi, and then receive God. We in this Kala Yuga with Raganuga Bhakti, the second path that Prabhupada wrote, it's much conducive to follow this path in Kala Yuga now because of the dangers, of the darkness, of the damage that happens in this time of quarrel. He's given us the easiest way out. He's given us the greatest bona fide spiritual master who's guiding each and every one of us. He's helping our shortcomings. He's purifying our shortcomings. More and more and more. And you keep coming back. Really addicted. Really addicted. I will say this to you, that when I first came, I didn't realize how addicted I was until years later. But even from the beginning, I was so addicted to this. You don't realize rather how addicted actually you are to spiritual potency. So we all are. It's like this bond. In fact, it's not like that, because that will go. But it's similar. This bond that you have to your children or your family, this bond that you have, you can't let go of it no matter what happens. You cannot forget that bond. You know, it's like an attachment we've had to a family member for a long time. And but that bond will go if that person dies, or you die, or you fall out. Look what's happened with you and Yadu, and things have happened. But our bond with our eternal mother and father will never go. It will always be there. In fact, it always has been there. The Lord has been dormant within us until he's been awoken by the spiritual master who can do it, because he's been ordered to by Srila Prabhupada, the previous Acharya. So Srila Gaura Haridas is the Acharya of this age. And I really encourage you, actually, Radhe, all of us, to read, in fact, I can do it, read chapter 1, Spiritual Masters. So we can have that trust in Maharaj. We can see who he is, because we're reading who he is. We can see who he is. We can hear who he is. We are experiencing what he's talking about. We are experiencing this path. As we walk this path, we are experiencing the word of God as well at the same time. You know, we don't have to walk the road and then receive our goal. We receive our goal at the same time as walking this path, which is purification under the shelter of the bona fide spiritual master. Pure is as getting cleaner. So, you know, say this is the Lord here. People are all over the place. You know, some people might be really close to him. Some people are over there, over there, over there, over there from the Lord. We're all in a different place in our relationship with the Lord. It's all different for all of us, depending on how much we've individually purified, on how closer we can get, on how closer we can get to the Lord as we purify, and then get closer and purify, get closer and closer. That's what we're always doing. This is a continuing path of purification, because can't remember who it was, I think it was Shama that said it, because we have the body, we have this body, and we're here in this world, we get contaminated, so we have to continuously purify. We have to know, you know, a simple life for us helps us realize our shortcomings, realize our ignorance, realize our passion, realize our goodness, and all the other things. A simple life brings our triggers to the surface, and we're empowered. Eventually, let them go. So they've gone now forever. You know, there's things that we don't do that we did when we were younger that we don't even think about. Same thing is going to keep happening. We're going to do things and let go of things we will never think about. We just keep growing. You know, adulthood, being an adult is a material thing. We're not adults. We're never adults. We're just always children. And because we always need our parents, so we're always their children. And they say that, don't they? Here as well. We're always our parents. We're always our parents' children. Is that the right way? We're all yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. Okay, you rather say you do not know my level. I've seen it change. Yeah. I've seen you change in the way you say things. Slowly, yeah. All talking about the false ego. Can you say I am in false ego? I can say when you're in false ego, yeah. You say certain things out of disrespect and it's the false ego that's actually saying them. But we can transcend them all, Radhe. We can transcend all of them. And so yeah, we got to stop living the false person. The false person is creating the Kala Yuga, deep Kala Yugas. So we have to speak about it. We have to be shown what it does and how it does it and when it does it and what it is and what it's doing to us and what it's causing us. It's causing us to it's causing us to stay in this cycle of birth and death. We're just on a Ferris wheel going round and round and round in the cycle of birth and death, when we can break that cycle, and keep moving forward and forward and forward. Here we're just, whilst we are moving forward in a way, we're stuck on this consciousness, level of consciousness. It's a level of consciousness, Radhe, that we're stuck on, that we just need to, because it's quite full up actually. We just need to let go of the false and let in transcendence, let in the Lord, because that's who we really are. We are transcendental devotees, unique personalities, authentic in everything they do, because we are part and parcel of God. We are made, the Atma is made from the same divine spiritual potency as the Lord. So, we have to meditate on that. We have to meditate on conclusive truth that is individual to all of us at the time. What is going on with us. We need to look at that and meditate on that and help. We're actually doing what Maharaj was talking about yesterday, where the devotees were holding sticks up to help Krishna lift up Govind downhill. So we are always doing that, helping the Lord to purify. We're purifying ourselves as well, and we're kind of helping the Lord as well to do that. So you can see what level devotees are on, because as we purify more so, we change the way we speak. We change the way we speak. We change what we say. We change how we say it. We change how we live. Life is much simpler. A simple life, and we are given. We have a deeper understanding because we live a simple life, and we have a much deeper understanding. Okay. Can you listen to me? I've been reading your things there, Radhe. Okay, well, we all think our own level is the highest. No, I don't think that at all. In fact, I think the opposite. I think I'm the lowest of low. We block all who does not follow our own self. No, we've been talking about blocking a lot. I'm not going to talk about it too much today. I haven't even read yet. We block devotees because they might say something to the false. They might have said something that triggered the false ego in us. So as the false ego, the remnants of the trigger are still coming out. They're still coming out. We take distance from the devotee who triggered us in the first place. They didn't put the trigger in us. They triggered what was in us already. So, the false ego does that. It does blame the person who triggers us. But it's a good thing. Thank you very much for triggering me, so I can realize this trigger and realize the bonds and how I'm bound by these actions of whatever remnants I have within me. And so we take distance from the person that we're blaming, who triggered us. Somebody triggering us is a great thing. It's an amazing thing. The false ego doesn't think so, but let's get conclusive. Let's stand back. The false ego will blame the person who triggers us, but that's a great thing. So thank you very much. You've been triggering me, so I can purify more and more, let go of these let go of the false identity, and become more purified and get closer in my relationship with the Lord. So I take distance from the person who triggered me. Because we're going through a place where anger is coming out, and hatred and envy and all sorts of things are coming out, so we acknowledge that. We thank the triggerer. We don't blame the triggerer. We blame the triggerer for bringing out the triggerer. Thank you very much, and helping me let go of my trigger. Having a distance, taking distance and blocking gives us time. Well, for me, so if I block somebody who's been triggering me and triggering me and triggering me, it's because my false ego is bringing out so much anger, and it's kind of blaming it on the person who triggered me. But that's not real. That's not true, because they didn't put my trigger in me in the first place. They brought it to the surface so I can understand this no longer helps me. It no longer helps me. I just got attachment to it. I've been doing it a long time. And it's not really helping me. I'm just used to doing it. It's like a bloody program in the background that runs without my acknowledgement and causes havoc in my life. So the person who's triggering us is bringing your trigger so you can let it go, and you're not bound by the actions of that trigger anymore. You've let it go. And you don't have to live. You know what, Radha? You don't have to live on fight and flight. You don't have to live in that place. Triggering for every individual is an individual thing, and there's an individual reason why people are triggering. Now, you have to ask yourself why you're bothered about being triggered, because you should be able to go, oh my God, I can use blocking somebody for the service, for devotional service. I can use it as a positive thing by blocking somebody who I just need to block you and get you out of because it's not your fault. You just triggered me. That's it. You didn't put it there. So I'm going to take some distance. I'm going to take some time away from you. And so I don't blame you. And I don't want to, it's not you who did it. You actually helped me raise it to the surface so I can learn how to let it go once and for all. So remember, if you're going to trigger, I never wanted to block anybody at the beginning in 2018, 17. I didn't want to ever block anybody, because if you block somebody, we are all part and parcel of God. You're blocking somebody's it's like blocking my relationship with God if I block somebody else. But no, it's not. We are learning to do something and using it for the Lord. So if you need a break, you can block, you can take a break, or you can unfollow for a time, and you can do that. But you know what? Use it honestly. Be honest in why you're doing it. Be honest to yourself, because if you are honest, then it will work. It will help you get through what you need to, and it will help you rise. It is a grand rising after all, and these will help you rise, and you let go of anchors. And you know what? You might have a block. So you have to really consciously decide why you're blocking and why you're blocking that person. What is the reason? And kind of do it like that. Have it, because our levels, we don't know where our levels are. There's 8 billion people on the planet, and there's trillions of planets, universes, so we don't know where we are. We just know. All I know, rather, is I am in a relationship now. Finally, I am in a relationship with my maker, with my makers. And Maharaj has done that. And now it's all gravy. Maharaj says that, doesn't he? Now it's all gravy what we do. We have the relationship. We have the link. We've just got to keep moving now on this process. And you've been doing that. So well done to all of us. Okay. I talk too much. Sorry. Are you really strong? I've got stronger. I didn't I've got stronger by hearing and hearing. I've got stronger by going through purification. I've been strong by going through the kind of life that I've had, but still, it was never enough. Without a bona fide spiritual master, I haven't been able to go deeper in purification. There's just been intense drama and a little bit of learning, intense drama and a little bit of learning. Now with Maharaj, you know, there's drama, but there's a huge amount of learning, you know, sift through, because all the drama is Krishna's pastimes, you know, so we're always learning on that strength of conclusive truth. We're always learning that. Okay. So yeah, but I've got stronger by going through purification from the bona fide spiritual master and clearing out those links, those bonds that I have. You know, like you just want to let go of something and you just want to stop doing it. You know, like when you make your New Year's resolutions, you do them a week. Here, the Lord inspires us to carry on doing what we need to do to help us in our service to Him, and help us let go more and more. That's why listening and learning to surrender and have faith in the words of Maharaj will inspire us to move forward through purification. And all of those things we could not understand Maharaj talking about, we will understand them because we've been through a purification in order to understand more. We've been through some more purification to understand more of the Lord. And this is how it works. We just don't understand and we don't agree with absolute truth because we're still in false ego. We're still in that place. Because remember, there's only one truth. There's only one opinion. It doesn't matter what we believe. As we surrender to the word of God, it's just the word, God, His word, because His word is God. His word is transcendence. He is transcendence. He is absolute truth. He is conclusive. He is our clear path that we hold on to, this clear path, even though we rather are not pure. We are purifying more so as we hear the word of God. And, you know, I don't know, it just happens spontaneous. You know, your feelings change spontaneously. Your feelings, things just change spontaneously. You know, so why did I say that? I forgot. Can't remember now. But anyway. So yeah, I've got stronger in a way through purifying, because of Maharaj being able to guide me and instruct me through my purification, because we understand exactly what they are now. Exactly what they are, because of going through them many, many times, being practiced, seeing others go through purifications, actually seeing their progress after they've been through purifications, and seeing purification working and increasing our intimacy with the Lord more and more and more. You know, so it's made me stronger. My life has made me strong to a certain degree, but going through the purification has made me even stronger, and being able to use my material strength for service as well. Laughing your weaknesses away does not make you strong. The laughing isn't normal laughing. People go to watch a comedian. People go to watch a comedian because, you know, they want to laugh. They go somewhere, they pay that money, they have a good time, they're lifted until they have to go through normal life again, and then they have to go and watch another comedian or go to a spa or do something to get some kind of relaxation and rest and be pacified from the actions of the material world. We laugh because we're pleasing the Lord. The Lord is so pleased. Out of 8 billion people, there are like, how many of us that come? 30 of us that come every single day nearly. He's so pleased with us, Radhe. And he's laughing because he's getting laughing because his devotees love him so much. They want him here to drown out this darkness in this world so we can all rise through it. It's not the kind of laughing, it's not the temporary kind of laughing. You go and you laugh at something, somebody makes you laugh at it, you know. It's actually constant. It's constant. I laugh a lot more than ever before. I'm always talking about the Lord when I'm laughing. It's not that kind of laughing, Radhe. And once you really experience it, you'll feel that. You'll really know it. And you'll really know it and understand it because you know it. You've experienced it, you know it, you understand it. You can speak it and share it with others as well because you've gone through it. And you can speak it and share it again and again. It's not the same. The crying is not the same. When I'm crying, I love it. I don't cry as much as I laugh, but I love the tears when they fall. You know, when I have these tears, and sometimes they do squirt out as well. It's not the same as just laughing and crying. There's just darkness with that kind of crying. You know, that crying that just, you know, and yes, you have to let that out as well. And, but with this laughing and crying, Radhe, it does chase away your weaknesses. This laughing, and it does chase away our weaknesses. It does make us strong. That potency of the Lord, his pleasure potency, his enjoyment, his happiness, his cushy, we feel it. He's so happy. We feel it. And we can serve him with what he needs to do because under that shelter of his happiness, his whatever it may be, his tears, his happiness, whatever it may be, we can feel that we are sheltered by him. Whatever the Lord does, remember Devaki, remember Queen Kunti, whatever the Lord did, they didn't care. They loved having a relationship with him, no matter what it was. And it's usually, you know, in quite an intense situation, the Lord will come. And you look at Radhe, I have been meditating. My God, you do anything for Krishna, no matter what he does, you know. And I see that actually in my aunties. They're so sweet. They're like little angels. With the Durga side as well. As well. So yeah, they do with Krishna's laughing and crying and feeling those the emotions of the Lord makes us stronger. Those ones do, yeah, because I have been laughing and crying and all of these things have been happening now. I feel this, like I'm under the shelter where I can be who I am. I can be who I am and I can grow away from my weaknesses, strengthen my weaknesses are becoming stronger, where I can grow under the shelter of the Lord's laughter and the Lord's emotions, his pleasure, feeling his pleasure. So yeah, it does. And once, like I said, once you feel it, once you experience it by hearing, you will experience it by listening to other devotees who can explain to you exactly what is happening to you, not only once, but again and again and again in every single situation that you face, can explain that. And to listen to them, to help them, to surrender to them, to help them. So you, can rise out of whatever is happening. You can get through it. Lolita will chant for me, and I always get through. She'll chant, and I get through. It's so nice. It's so amazing. As Yadu, he is still alive. I miss him, but he has his own life, I think. Well, you know, you have that bond with him because he's your son. You have that bond with him. It's very, very understandable, but it's not our real bond. Our real bond is with the Lord, because that will always been there. It always has, and it always will be. Whereas, you know, family members are just going to come and go, as Maharaj was talking about that yesterday. Okay, I haven't read again. So again, we are talking about you guys. I like doing this actually because it's Lolita helping me always, through them, has helped me grow and understand receiving the Lord's emotions. I'm sheltered, and under that, I'm growing. Every day he's here. He doesn't go away now. He's always here. It's only my head that covers him up. Things in my head that cover him up, actually. I tell you what, we can't live. You can live without Yadu, but we cannot live without our relationship with the Lord. We can't. We can't. Otherwise, that's it. We're in danger. We're always in danger at any point. We're not sheltered by the Lord. And here we can talk about, deeply. We can talk about each of ours progress or hindrances, but progress, because we're always progressing, because we're always here under the shelter of the Word of God. We're always being showered, and that is working. That is working within us, around us, above us, below us, is working for us. Okay. So I've really been talking, I've just been answering your questions today, and I've been talking about something that is so important, and that is the path that God himself came down to experience. Well, he came to experience rather how Radharani feels, and at the same time, whilst he's giving himself charity and learning more about Radharani, he's showing us how to attain him at the same time. And that's what Maharaj has been doing. He's been receiving the Lord for all these years and years and years. And he's been showing us his path, his pastimes of receiving more of the Lord, a deeper relationship with the Lord. And he's been showing that to us at the same time whilst receiving the Lord and showing us. We are doing the same thing. We are receiving charity every day. And then we are sharing it with others at the same time. Whilst we are receiving it, we're sharing it with others as well. And there's no doubt all of us have changed. People, me, like I feel like I've lived many, many lifetimes since I've met Maharaj. I feel like I've lived lots of lifetimes compared to the rest of my life, where there wasn't much movement. And when it was much movement, it was so intense. For me, my role is a sick person. So I'm playing this sick person, and it's quite intense. And why did I say that? I forgot. I don't know. He's just gone. It's, what's happening now, Radhe, that if I get interrupted or I come off my flow, I forget what I was saying really quick now. So there's so many things that I'm becoming like Maharaj, and so be it, and why not? And that's how it should be. I have been associating with my spiritual father for 6 years nearly, practically every day, and becoming with that which I associate with, and that is this transcendental potency, God himself. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. As you purify more, Radhe, and I know, Lilith is a great example. As you purify more, you won't have that. You will have a different relationship with Radu, in the sense that you will feel different about him. Your main connection will be missing the Lord, but you will feel different, and you'll feel much better about it as well, as you purify more. And I know that Lalita, she's got three children, and quite a few grandchildren, and she sees them when she's going to see them. She's not bound to them. She's not sentimental with them. She's always in conclusive truth with them. And she has that kind of relationship with them where, you know, her main love is the Lord, her beloved, you know, and that's who she spends. That's what we do, don't we, when we're in love? We spend time with our beloved. We want to know more about our beloved. We want to do more things with our beloved. We want to be with them more and more and more and more as our love grows as well. So I hope that's okay for you guys. And the thing about it is when you go through, when you do go through the purifications, and remember there's only one opinion, and we have been getting to know that and live that one opinion, experience that one opinion, live it, speak it, hear it, live it, speak it, let go, all of that. So as we purify, we are beginning to live that one opinion. We are part and parcel of God. We are under that association. We are under that opinion, and one opinion of the Lord. So as we grow, as we purify, we start to become that opinion, because we're the Atma, we're the spirit soul. We, you know, we have this unique, amazing personality. We are made in the image of the Lord. He does. I mean, he is the supreme personality. So we have this unique personality as well, always as well. And we're always in relationship with the Lord. And I can't remember why I said that. So maybe I should go now. Okay, so I'm going to go. Oh, that's what I was going to say. We can go through this collectively now together, because it's becoming the path is becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. It's working better and better and better, faster and faster and faster, easier and easier and easier, because we are here under the association, moving out, drowning out the ocean of niches that we have been swimming in individually in different amounts for however long, I don't know, but the Lord is coming through now as we purify and drowning out that ocean within us, pushing out our shortcomings, as you said, Radhe, pushing out our weaknesses, making us stronger, taking away our weaknesses, whatever is needed. You know, under this shelter, we are given this growth, you know, that it's like this Kali Yuga has been so heavy upon us. Now there's this shelter here between me and the Kali Yuga, where I am under, within and without, within and all around, this pure love of God. It's just clean love that's giving me everything that I need to be able to grow, and not only grow and grow in safety, in relaxation and safety, but actually really truly see myself growing under this shelter where I feel a presence. I feel this presence of the Lord actually holding the umbrella for me whilst I walk this path. And it's becoming so clear as we are clear. The devotees, each devotee in the Sangha is being cleared out of its niches and rising into transcendence more. We are all doing that. And that is what is going to be the 100th monkey effect. Or is it the 1,000th monkey effect? As spirit is becoming strong in us, as we hear it and speak it and share it, you know, it's becoming strong and clearer in us. That is how we will be becoming. And that is the most powerful. It will go to others as well. It will transfer to others as well, because it's getting stronger now, because of being able to grow. And as you grow, you will realize, oh my God, I've wanted to do that. And you just grown into that position, into that place, into that experience, just grown into it, because we've got the shelter, the love, pure love. You know, if we don't want to grow, if we don't want to do something, but the Lord knows we do it, he's going to help us through it. It might seem like force, but that's only because you're fighting with your false ego. That's it. You know, if you just let it happen and meditate on now, whatever the Lord does, he's doing the best for me and everybody to serve him. You know, we just keep meditating on those things. And the more we meditate and keep thinking and returning to these things, the more they do manifest for us. And on that, I'm gonna finish. I've been through everything. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and listening and asking these questions and giving me the opportunity to speak about my experience with God. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Gaura Haridas and his Sangha, and I'll see you in class. Hare Krishna. So that's bye to Fanny and Shamagori and to Radhe, the ladies today. Oh, the beautiful ladies. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. This is River Yamuna Coursing Devi Dasi signing out. Bye-bye. Well, I'm back again, and I will read